Let's take one long adventure into a fantasy land, shall we? Don't be afraid of the monsters because the main characters we're about to speak here are overpowered enough to defeat them. So let's dive into the 10 adventure anime with an overpowered main character. Here we go. Number 10, Arata Kangatari. Have you ever thought of dressing as a princess? No, I'm not kidding. Our main character, Arata Kangatari, literally dresses up as a princess just to ensure the throne can survive. But when there's an assassination attempt on the real princess, Arata is framed for it and arrested, but he manages to escape. This is one of those shows that kicks the tension from the first episode itself, and soon you'll realize this show has more than what meets the eye. Yep, it's the switching body concept all over again. If you're a fan of movies like Your Name, then you're definitely going to love this. And this show even has some cool action and adventure mixed into it. If you need a 12-episode series jam-packed with action and adventure, then this is the show for you. Number 9, Wo De Ni Tian Chen Qi.
届时势必生灵涂炭。天罡演武的胜者可以获得对抗天劫的力量。
If Chinese anime is good at one thing, it's giving us interesting power systems. Wo De Ni Tian Shen Qi, or My Holy Weapon, is about a boy who is summoned to the midst of a war, who has the ability to invoke the power of artifacts. Sometimes, our main character's power can feel like a direct copy of Shiro Emiya's tracing ability, but he gradually climbs the power scales and reaches a point where he is strong enough to one-shot his opponents. Oh, and we got flashbacks too. Who doesn't love flashbacks? So if you need that holy grail vibes in your adventure anime, then this is the show for you. Number 8, Hakyu Hoshin Enji. Need some fighting tournaments in your adventure? Then this show is going to be very refreshing to watch. Yes, at times it feels like it's borrowing a lot of shonen elements, but it knows how to twist each of these tropes into different ways to make sure the story remains original. This is about young Taikobo, who suddenly finds out that he's in charge of the mysterious Hoshin project. What's this mysterious project about? Well, Taikobo now has to eradicate all immortals living in this world and seal them away. I know, not the easiest of jobs, but this anime knows how to present its tough adventure in an action-packed 23 episodes that will give you a great adventure plus some really nice fight scenes. Number 7, Kiba. Once again, this is the story where our main character is dragged into another world. But what sets this anime apart from other shows is the way it utilizes the magic system. These people, called the Shard Casters, can produce small shards from their bodies which can be used to initiate more powerful attacks. The show knows how to give off a really dark feeling from the first episode itself, and the art style is also something very unique for a show like this. One more great thing about this show is how our overpowered characters actually show doubt about their actions. This sets them apart from the regular Gary Sues we see in anime, and it makes their characters more realistic. This doesn't mean that he doesn't kick any asses. If you get to his bad side, it's best to run away as fast as you can. Number 6, Hitsugi no Chaika. If you're tired of simple adventures, then it's time to dive into an anime with a little bit of a complex storyline. The plot consists of a world that is entering a peaceful state after a tyrannical emperor named Arthur Gaz was executed by the 8 heroes. Our main character is Toru Akira, who comes across a white-haired wizard named Chaika Trebent, as she hires Toru and his adoptive sister Akiri to help with her journey of gathering the scattered remains of her father, in order to give him a proper burial. However, when Toru realizes that Chaika's father is none other than the late Emperor Gaz himself, he must make the decision of either helping her with her task or upholding the peace that the people desperately fought to obtain all these years. Hitsugi no Chaika knows how to build up a great mystery and give us the answers one by one. Number 5, Last Period, Owara Nayaki Rase no Monogatari. Magic vs. monsters? You won't get some dark and gritty adventure, but if you need a fun, light-hearted show about some people using magic to beat monsters born out of chaos, then this will be the perfect show for you. This story is about 14-year-old apprentice Haru, who is a magic user who's ready to go into a long battle with the monsters. But things change, and he suddenly finds that he'll have to leave his own guild due to bankruptcy. Do you feel like that's a strange plot? That's because Last Period also acts as a parody to gacha games. A lot of tropes used in this show are used to highlight many common elements in gacha games. So if you're a fan of those games, then get ready to experience some nostalgia. Number 4. Fog Hill of 5 Elements. If you need an adventure anime that can reach the quality of Ufotable in terms of animation, then Fog Hills is the show you should be watching next. Fog Hill of 5 Elements, also titled Wushan Wuxing, tells a story that is a combination of action, suspense, and superpowers. This happens in a world where monsters could give the ability to certain elected officials to master the 5 elements. But there's a catch. To do this, they need to pass the Fog Hills, a hill that has dangerous threats lurking within it. In this anime, we follow the adventures of one of these elected officials as he crosses the Fog Mountain. This show has got some great battle scenes. No, I'm not kidding. Just check the choreography of these fights. Well done, China. Number 3. Raka, Braves of the Six Flowers.
地上最強の男アドレッド・マイヤだピエナ国第一王女約束の通りご一緒しましょう
You know you've got something going on when the show has a character called the strongest man in the world. This anime uses the chosen one trope more than anything else. We have 6 heroes chosen by the goddess in order to defeat evil, and our main character is one of them. I know, you've heard the story a million times. But Raka is actually pretty innovative when executing this chosen one trope. It throws in the overpowered main character trope from time to time, but it has a great mystery going on to keep you engaged, and all these characters feel energetic and charismatic. Make sure to start watching this show when you have a lot of free time, because you'll definitely be binging this one. Number 2. The Sacred Blacksmith. If you want a good adventure anime with a strong female lead, then this should be the show you should be watching next. Saiken no Blacksmith, or The Sacred Blacksmith, is about Cecily Campbell, a third-generation knight and a girl following the steps of her grandfather. She's very proud of her heritage, and her only goal is to protect the city she was raised in. But soon she realizes she's very inexperienced, and when she gets into a fight with a mad veteran, she's saved by a mysterious blacksmith named Luke. Impressed by this blacksmith's weaponry, Cecily soon gets involved with the blacksmith, and this takes her on an adventure she never expected. You've got monsters, magic, swords, and sorcery. What more could you ask? Number 1. Rage of Bahamut, Genesis. When your anime pulls in dragons, you know you're up to something good. And a main character with a hidden power who suddenly becomes overpowered? Oh boy, we're in for a ride. The world of Rage of Bahamut is divided in 2. Part of it is owned by humans and the other by demons. This was in order to prevent the awakening of a demon beast named Bahamut. Now nearly 2,000 years later, a woman named Amira appears with a god key and now searches for her lost mother. She is aided by the bounty hunters Favaro Leon and Caesar Lidfard. The story may start off as a simple adventure, but it soon expands its scope to reveal details about the much larger world and builds it up to an epic conclusion. This is definitely one of those adventure anime you should watch. So there goes 10 adventure anime with an overpowered main character. If you haven't joined our growing community, make sure to hit the subscribe button, along with the bell notification to be updated. With that said, hope you guys stay safe and stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.